from the R&D lab to the market has been quite fast. And the pace at which R&D was done and the collaboration which led to the scaling and production of wider outreach is seen in the last 2 years. The best example what I can quote is the development of the vaccines which were developed against COVID-19. And if we look at the vaccine development itself, earlier it used to take years together for a vaccine to come to the market. But the pace at which the R&D has happened, how the collaborators came forward, whether you look at the example of whether AstraZeneca and Oxford University and many other industry as well as academic institutions came together for this development of this vaccine. And there are examples within our own country itself that how many products have come in, whether it was the herbal products, whether it was many other innovative and make in India products that were kind of coming from either the academia or directly from the industry. So there were a lot of opportunities which were available in the last 2 years that we saw coming out from both the academic as well as from the industry partner. And what I can also share is, like in the last 2 years, we have been partners for many of the vaccine trials which happened either for the COVID-19. We have been doing a lot of clinical trials for many other vaccines. But of course, having that experience, Dr. Sendil sir also will agree that one of the prime things was development of the vaccine, which took place at a very rapid pace. And this was possible because of the clinical trials, large scale multicentric clinical trials, which were done at a very faster rate with approvals from the government of India. So there were a lot of opportunities which came up, and the industry as well as academia has collaborated. And I don't see that this is just for the health sciences professionals. Across all the professions and many other higher education institutions, they came up with some innovative products for this during this pandemic, whether it was a mask or whether it was a hand sanitizer. Many of the academic institutions have come up with their own innovations during this tough times. And I see that these are just opened up the opportunities. Means now we know for what we have to collaborate with the industry. The industry knows how, for what reasons they have to collaborate with the academia. And these collaborations, once we have established these collaborations in the last 2 years, I see that there is way forward. We can come out with many more innovations, and these innovations definitely will create opportunities for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship will lead to more employment, and this is a continuous scale. This is a continuous cycle. And if at all with the right government, the right mindset of the academia, the mindset of the industry, I see that there are a lot of opportunities which have opened up in these 2 years and which can be taken forward. Not only in these 2 years, these 2 years have just increased the pace at which work was being done. So definitely there is a lot of opportunity for things to be positive about. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Prashant. I think you quote a very real example of scaling up vaccination in the last 1 year, and it's a big example, and it's visible to whole world that how we move and India take lead up in this direction. And now I move to the next put up question, like how can investing in research and development at the educational level produce a greater output in the existing economy? So I may ask this question to Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar, who is a principal, I think.
Yes, sir. Again, once again, sir, investing in R&D or investing in at the institution level, I think definitely we may not get the returns immediately, but at the same time, without investing also, we cannot get what we want. That's the reason we had an innovative way in the institution. We will give all the infrastructure, facilities, everything to the student community and asking them to do some experimentation. If that becomes successful, definitely the institution will pay back to them. That is one way. Second thing is, if these innovative ideas, if they will go for competitions, if they come 1, 2, 3 prizes, we are going to give an awards of 1,50,000 like this. This is how we are bringing a lot of innovative ideas where my students are there participating through across the country. and lot of things is happening, starting from the society very close to our institution, where even our students are working on the ArdorComm agriculture side to doing like just like earlier speaker has said, Prashant, even our students are working with some of the hospitals and then places where they are manufacturing certain items to the one. So that's how the investment we cannot do. So suppose 100 apps, if you put it in an app store, only 1 or 2 will become successful. Similarly, even if you make it lot of things, but success will be the very, very low. Keeping this in mind, we are forcing them, and here it is not easy, or it is not correct to calculate ROI, or it's not easy to tell that, but at least on 5% of our fee collection we are using for this particular purpose, and that is giving us a very good facelift to the institution, as well as the satisfaction levels of the students, and admissions are improving. That way, intangible benefits are more compared to rather than seeing from the balance sheet or the profit and loss account. That's what I wanted to convey.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar. Like in the Education Institute, definitely it's not a short-term gain through investing on a R&D. It's a long-term gain. And secondly, if you look into all the ranking today, all are directly related to the R&D. If you are investing sufficient in R&D, definitely you will get a ranking. So with the coming day, more transparency and more thing to become on a filtered in a right way. I think it's a good trend, and definitely this is required for our country.
Yes.
So with this, I just move a little, put up one more question. Like, can return on investment be a significantly higher if we focus more on a research aspect rather than the outcome? So I think from the two panelists, Dr. Sandil and maybe Dr. Rao, anybody who?
Yeah, Dr. Sandil, yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Return on income,
Yes.
return on investments can be higher since the cost associated with undertaking R&D activities can be surmounted by credibly seeking public sector grants for innovation and development. Probably like this also open up avenues for collaborations and public-private partnerships. Additionally, investing in R&D can result in tax relief in certain geographies, including India. The government of India has provided an impetus to investments in R&D by way of various tax incentives. These incentives are available with respect to revenue and capital expenditures incurred by the entities for carrying out R&D activities in relation to the business, including their contribution to various institutions for carrying out scientific research. Probably like this emphasizes R&D innovative practices not only adds new revenue streams but also increases brand visibility. From previous experiences, it can be seen that improvements in R&D leads to improvement in technology, which has been the driving force behind the rising standards of living in the developed world over the long run. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sandil. It's like, it's again from your side also, it's all like if you're investing in a R&D, it's you are increasing, you are contributing towards technology, and basically you are getting a recognition, and definitely you are getting a return later on with this. I think definitely it's moving toward the like research in the US has proved for every dollar invested in a human genome project to be returned at the 141 was paid back in a new medicines, products, services, and employment. How can India leverage a similar model at the higher and the institution level of education so that we can get a same kind of return by investing in the research and development in India as compared to US or maybe other developed countries? So Dr. Rao can enlighten, throw light over this.
I'll talk from the business school perspective or the management perspective. See, research is an activity that is to be done daily by all the professors. Times are changing, so the research is more to do with the right business modeling, the ever evolving business modeling. See, because businesses never fail. It's the business model which fails. So research and industry have to work together to see that we are on the same line as regard adapting the right business model that is relevant in today's time. So investing in research is very, very important. And because over a period of time, the models will emerge, which will be what is required in the today's world. We look at sometimes research as very theoretical, somebody doing some part for the compliance. But as I said earlier, we have to study research from their economic perspective, from our environment perspective, with as management students, always thinking about how to make my business model better. So business modeling is the most important thing. So the return on the investment or the impact should be judged from that point of view. Thank you so much.
So I think second round is already over by this, and we throw some questions to each panelist. Our discussion is quite in the like to the session is completely in the verge of like doing the whole research and development innovations, which are very important for the economic growth of any country, and definitely it is a contributor toward the job creations. So I am just coming once again to each one. How can each one can contribute as a academic leader toward the growth of our country and to the job creation in your perspective? I'm starting from Dr. Prashant Vishwanathan with 2 to 5 minute concluding remarks toward this.
Thank you very much, sir. Right now, in our own institutions, we have a Section 8 company that is which is mainly looking at the startups incubation center. I believe that similar models are available in many of the technical institutions and many other institutions as well, not just technical. We do have a system to nurture innovation and develop it into a startup company and taking it further into spin-off and then coming out as a company. And there are examples within our own sister institutions where a 400 crore company has been established with almost 100 employees, or means more than 150 employees. So there are examples where spin-offs have grown to such an extent that they have become companies, and they are employing and creating employment and providing growth to the economy. So as academic institutions, the academic institution's responsibility does not end at only providing education. So the responsibility of the academic institutions also lies in seeing that the innovations and are nurtured. They are taken to the level of a startup or incubation centers, or they are nurtured in the beginning, because not everybody is an entrepreneur. They do not know the nuances of entrepreneurship. They might have to be taught about how to go ahead with entrepreneurship, and that is all possible if you have a very good incubation center established within your own academic institution which looks at this aspect of it. So I feel that yes, being and belonging to an academic institution does not resolve us of the responsibilities, and to see that the students or faculty are not given an opportunity to grow further. So there should be a mechanism in place, a system in place to ensure that such innovations are not left at the they are not left at the budding stage. They should bloom out. So we should ensure that a system is created in the institution to nurture these innovations and take it further. Thank you.
Now I request Dr. V. Senthil Kumar just to share their view on the.
Yeah. India is among the world top 10 nations in the number of scientific publications and ranked 17th in number of citations received. and ranked 9th globally in number of scientific publications, 12th in number of patents filed. So like no, from the institution point of view, like no, I would like to, the one invention or innovations can fuel many more, like I rightly said by Dr. Prashant, like no incubation center. If you have an institution, probably like no good incubation center where the government of India also insisted nowadays. So one invention or innovations can fuel many more. For an example, how the GPS has led to many location-based services using the smartphones. It is very quite interesting to note that today's GPS receivers uses formula based on general theory of relativity postulated by Albert Einstein more than 100 years ago. This LBS included services to identify location of person or object, discovering nearest ATM, parcel tracking or vehicle tracking, mobile commerce, advertising directly at customers based on their current location. Probably like the growth of transport aggregator like Uber and Ola is that certain another example of how GPS has provided employment and convenience to so many people. So increasing the level of R&D will have a positive impact on growth rates in economy in the near and long term. I would like to end with one quote by Klaus Jaffe. The most important thing is to invest in basic sciences. Those who try to skip this step fail. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sandil. So now I request to Dr. Ganesh Rao just to give their concluding remarks toward this today's session. Dr. Rao?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's an excellent topic, research and development, innovation and economic growth. Research and development innovation, I would say this should become an integral part of our culture, because when this becomes our culture, we breed entrepreneurship. Now, if you look back at the states of, say, Rajasthan and Gujarat, in which entrepreneurship is within families, is within the culture itself. You always have somebody from the family helping somebody else in the money, somebody guiding them. So whatever entrepreneurship ecosystem that you talk about, which exists in the West, angel investor, mentor, all this exists within the family. And these families have always ensured that the next generation is always doing something which is innovative. They give them time also for somebody to experiment. New ventures are started by the next generation. So if you just look back at our own Indian culture, we have innovation and research and development in an unorganized form. Now, if we take back that quality and that culture and get in formal innovation and formal research and development, I think this country will lead to great heights, because they will lead to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship will lead to economic growth and prosperity, and it will give the direction to research. Because right now, research sometimes is taken for fancy purposes. I want to do something which is convenient. I want to do something which I want to make a news out of it. Research always should be towards economic development. And if that is so, it will breed more and more research, more funds will come in, and more innovative minds will come in. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now moving to the next, Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar. Sir, concluding remarks from you and your contribution in this direction.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Research, like as Rao has said clearly, research, innovation, whatever the terminology you use it, all those things should go together as a part of our education system. So my contribution in the last 32 years of in this education field is, we encourage, empower the faculty members more compared to the students in this particular respect. Second thing is, instead of searching for the things, whatever the opportunity comes to us, 100% we are going to make use of that particular opportunities. Today, we have a lot of innovative ideas is there. We have established the startups in the campus and incubation centers and the training centers and everything. We provided everything in the campus. Now we are asking the students, and how this thing is happening is, now we are educating the students when the corporate is saying that not to upload even single marks card. That means there is no use of the marks cards, but the marks is only important up to certain level. The remaining things is do something different. So what is the mantra we are keeping is 8 semesters of engineering degree, 8 marks cards, and 8 skill sets certificates you have to keep it. And at least 4 certificates from the professional bodies. So this type of some numbering system we are keeping, and then which if you fulfill, automatically that particular student is going to be useful for the society and as well as for the corporate, and making a small delta X change for the country. That's how I am contributing to the society, and in turn maximum to the corporates. And that is the reason the result last year is each student has got minimum 3 to 4 offers from the corporate, keeping these things in the mind. This is how I am contributing to the society, sorry, with respect to the research and other things. Sir, back to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I think our 3 rounds are already over. And from my side, like I'm also one of the panelists, but initially I have taken enough time, and now I just share 2 or 3 basic steps which we are taking. Like Amritsar, I'm living in Amritsar. My institution is in Amritsar, and it's a small scale industry located in Amritsar. So from last 2-3 years, I have taken one initiative that I pick up all the neighboring industry and send our faculty to that industries. Roughly 50 industries, local industry we have identified, and we make regular interaction with that industry. We are just sharing a cup of tea with them. They are coming to our campus. We are not giving anything. We are not taking anything from them. We are just interacting with them. But my thought is, once we make an extended family to the industry, which is located to your area, I think everything go in a right direction, because then you make a family, they have problems, you can solve the problem. They built up confidence in you, like institution can do something for us. Today, we normally, like even a good institution, keep their self only inclined to a few big companies for only for their student recruitment, not to connect with their local industries. So with this step, definitely we are gaining something, and we are moving toward the innovation as well as toward the their research and development contribution. We are wherever they have any problem, we are solving that problem. But these are very, very small steps, but definitely this will definitely increase the confidence among the industry and academia. And this is from my side, as we are in the rush of the session, because it's a quite 4:35-40 is already, we are closing toward that. And I'm extremely thankful to all the panelists, and a great contribution from each one. And it's like a wonderful opportunity given by Mr. Chandan to all of us, and it's a great session. And in the end, if I sum up all this, so if we come to the first, Dr. Prashant, he just focuses on the curriculum, that we have to upgrade our curriculum, which is inclined toward the research and development and innovation, which is a required and need of the hour as per NEP. And further, we move to the Dr. Rao. As per their concern, like we are having 10 lakh faculty members. And if we only put this innovation in a very specific areas, it doesn't give any meaning, unless we move to the every like sector, every district. So India is a big country. We have to take concern of every corner of our country, so that innovation definitely contribute them and make our life simpler and more like useful. Now, if you move further, Dr. Sandil, they emphasize on institute innovation councils have been made in all the institutions, and if you make them totally active, definitely they will contribute toward the innovation, and definitely research and development will complement to them. And India already having a top 10 countries for the publication and for the recognition of the research. And similarly, like it's a very good example they have given, And with the GPRS, like today, we get everything with the GPRS. We get a food, we get a car, we get everything with the mobile, and we get how far it is. We can find our loved ones through a GPRS where they are. So it's a great example of the technology. And moving to the next, Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar. So being an educator, he said that they are contributed. They focuses on their student, on their skills, on extra certifications, and to make them empower or make them a skilled student, so that companies are taking up picking up their students. So on the whole, if we look toward all the panelists, we have a common goal for our students, for our country to be put forward, and we become a developed nation very soon. So I think research and development is the major component by which through innovation we can reach to that level. And I am once again thanks to all the panelists, and I also thanks to Mr. Chandan for giving me opportunity to chairing this session. And thank you. Now I am over to ArdorComm media representative. Or
Yes.
Mr. Chandan can take.
Thank you, Dr. VK Bangaji. And in fact, let me congratulate you, sir. This is the only session which started up on time and ended up on time, sir. Let me give a round of applause to your moderation. So, though all the topics which you have selected is very apt, and it is very difficult to justify those topics into given 40, 50 or 1 hour minutes, because you all are stalwarts of your own industry. And the teachers, the staff, the entire people who eye you and who aim you as their role model, they are quietly observing you and they are listening to you, what you have to say there. And that gives a lot of energy and motivation, even through these virtual platforms, to the people out there physically. That and see, sir, how we have the way we maintain ourselves, the body language, the way we dress ourselves, the way we are still at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock sitting with that much power and energy. That shows us where we are taking our education culture and our education system. And as I said in my concluding remark in the previous segment, sir, let me congratulate you under your leadership and your teaching staff, which are really doing some commendable work during this difficult time and disruptive time, which is helping the teaching, learning, assessment, and evaluation work quite easier. NAP, though it was a very welcome move by the government of India, but understanding the disruption, we were in a situation to develop our own local NAPs so that we could balance this phase of life. And you all have done commendably well, sir. Congratulations to all of you. It is with this, I just thank you, all our eminent speakers for this event, Dr. Prashant Vishwanathji, representing GSS Academy, and Dr. Ganesh Raoji, representing one of the finest institutes of Pune. Ganesh, I am also from Pune. We are headquartered in Pune. And I would like to meet you sometime in person to visit your institute as well. Dr. B. Sendil Kumar, Dean Director, Health Science from Vinayaka Mission. Salim, Dr. VK Banga sir from Amritsar Group of Colleges, Amritsar, and Dr. Y. Vijaya Kumar, Principal, GM Institute of Technology. With this, I would like to present a small token of gratitude as a e-certificate to all our lovely panelists. Can we have the certificates, please? Prashant Vishwanath for your exemplary contribution in education.
Thank you.
Next, please. Mr. Ganesh Rao, Director, Pune Business School, Pune. Next, please. D. Sendil Kumar, Dean and Director, Health Sciences, Vinayaka Mission. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And our moderator of the day, Dr. VK Banga, sir, Principal, Amritsar Group of Colleges, Amritsar.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dr. Y. Vijay Kumar, Principal, GM Institute of Technology, Devangiri. Congratulations. So with this, thank you all the eminent speakers of this panel. So moving ahead, I would like to invite my colleague Pratik Ghosh to introduce the next topic and the speakers.
Yeah, so now we proceed with the fifth panel of this session. The topic is Importance of Entrepreneurial Education Among Students. The eminent panel speakers are Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, Director, Siva Sivani Institute of Management, Secunderabad, Professor Dr. Ajay Kumar, Director, IMS Ghaziabad University Courses Campus, Ghaziabad, Dr. Ira Bapna, Director, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Group of Institutions, Indore, Dr. Madhur Gupta, Director, St. Francis Business School, Bangalore, Dr. Hari Krishna Madam, Vice Chancellor, Universal Digital University, Professor Raghuvir Singh, Vice Chancellor, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad. The moderator for this session is Dr. Hari Krishna Madam. Over to you, sir.
So good afternoon, friends, and digital greetings to each one of you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Maran.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. And wonderful to meet all eminent panel members for a very, very important, the last panel discussion for the day. That is importance of entrepreneurial education among students. And it is always pleasure to be part of this kind of discussions, talking on entrepreneurship, sitting from city Bangalore. And I would like to congratulate Chandan Anand for bringing all of us here to have a wonderful discussions digitally. And he's taken, I think, right decision to convert the physical event to the digital event at a right time, bringing all of us. So just imagine, if we have to physically come all the way from across India, the kind of esteemed speakers, how much time we have to spend, how much energy we have to put, and the kind of investment we have to do. And this all made it simple by bringing this through digital. And definitely the theme of this conference, the new normal education leadership summit, is a great initiative. I was there at the inaugural and listening to some of the most eminent people from the government bodies and also from industry, from academia and all. So now we come to other very important, the panel talking on entrepreneurship. Definitely, I think the kind of people we have in the panel definitely can bring a lot of ideas, a lot of new things on entrepreneurship. Because today, when you talk about the impact of COVID across the world, I think most of the industries are suffering, and again, the cases are going up. We don't know where is the end for this. And again, now we entered the 2 years now. There is a lot of uncertainty where we are going. So then the next biggest challenge for all the institutions today, we have more than 1,000+ universities and 49,000 colleges. So employability and creating a jobs will be a greatest task in this current situation. So how we can able to develop the entrepreneurship among our students and bring new ideas, bring new initiative is a idea of this entire panel discussion. So I think as a moderator, I would like to express my sincere thanks for giving this wonderful opportunity to connect with all my friends, esteemed friends. We have very eminent people, starting with Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, the director, Siva Sivani institutions, where I visited a couple of times. And we have Dr. Vijay Kumar, director, IMS Ghaziabad. Then we have Dr. Ira Bapna, director, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Group of Institutions, Indore. Then we have Madhur Gupta again from the Silicon Valley of India, the Bangalore, our town, Namma, Bangalore. Then we have the esteemed, our good friend, Professor Raghuveer Singh, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tirthankar Mahavir Institute of Management and Computer Applications, Moradabad. So I think definitely your value additions, your ideas is going to bring a lot of value to this panel discussion. I think we have around 45 minutes to go into this panel. So like the previous panels, how it happened, the similar way, what we can do is initially the opening remarks, we will do each esteemed panel will take around 2 minutes to address on your initiatives on entrepreneurship education at your institute and your previous institute and your experiences. Then after that, we will go to the second round where we will have a little more time to discuss in detail. We will be taking around 5 to 6 minutes time to discuss in deep the driving down discussion in the second round. And the third round, that is a closing thing where each one can give a quote or can give a kind of the closing remarks with 1 to 2 minutes time. So this is a complete flow of the entire panel discussion is in front of us. I think, hope most of you people might have seen just 2 days back a news item which came in all the leading publications, including Economic Times, Washington Post, and all. The clipping says, Apple overtaken the economy of India, the 3 trillion GDP what we have in India with the 1.35 billion people. One company, Apple, is overtaken that. So today, in the same article, they were telling more than the Apple market capitalization, the $3 trillion is much above than 85 countries' economy. So just imagine what is happening across the world today. Today, the kind of ideas getting generated today, even with the COVID economic impact, where all the companies are suffering huge losses. But there are companies which are into innovation, which are into new ideas, are growing much faster. Not only across the world, even in India's story, if you look at companies like Reliance, companies like Adani, the way they are growing, the triple-digit growth, what they performed is really a remarkable achievement, I can say. This is what entrepreneurship all about. Because in the next 5 to 6 years, I think we will not have a luxury of getting great jobs for our students. So how even 4 to 5% of our students can be converted into a small kind of entrepreneur with a great idea. So that can transform the entire nation. Because when I'm sitting in the Silicon Valley, the Bangalore, the Indian Silicon Valley, and it is overtaken even the US, the original Silicon Valley, with a great innovations. I think most of you people are familiar the way the Bangalore is able to bring a new ideas and bring a new companies and which are doing a great impact in the world, starting from education. The Baiju, I think most of you people are familiar. Exactly 10, 12 years back, Baiju Ravindran, who is the founder of the Baiju Institute, used to come to our management institutions to teach and to prepare our students for CAT and MAT. And the same person today is a worth of $15 billion US. Can you just imagine if a teacher like us able to reach to this position, and today the Baiju become the #1 edtech company in the world. So the same way you have so many examples, even as some old companies like Wipro, Infosys, starting from Ola to Big Basket to you name the companies. We have so many ecosystem which is existing in Bangalore, where we are able to create largest startups. So this can be actually taken as a case studies and can be adopted in our teaching methodology that can motivate our students and can able to definitely bring some good result with the students and with the academic community. So without much delay, I think I have esteemed panel. I will go to the first the panel member, Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, the director, Sivasivani Institute of Management, Hyderabad, to give his opening remarks on this.
At the outset, I would like to thank Mr. Chandan and then the session chair, Dr. Hari Krishna, for giving us an opportunity, and of course, especially Mr. Chandan for creating this platform where we all have come together to discuss something, an important topic, entrepreneurship. This is been there for a quite long period of time. There is a question mark that is there. Is it the entrepreneurship spirit should come by birth, or can it be taught? And over a period of time, India has developed a lot wherein the entrepreneur ecosystem is fueling or rather helping the young minds to stay back in the India, and also providing a platform for them to showcase the kind of innovations that they have. And in turn, it has passed on to the institutions as a responsibility, should it become a part of the curriculum or not. Now, there are two views or rather two schools of thought on that. Entrepreneurship cannot be taught, and it should come by virtue of their culture and brought up and many other things. There is another school of thought that says that yes, it can be taught, but at what level the education must start, and also who has to own the responsibility of educating the students so that they can join the entrepreneurial ecosystem. Now, if you, I go with that the entrepreneurship should be taught at various educational institutions, because it is going to help in bringing a lot of benefits. The first and foremost thing is that the entrepreneurial ecosystem, by having a lot of educated people joining and becoming part of the system, would help the country to grow economically. A lot of job opportunities would be created in the process, and the creative ideas will see the light, and also at large, the society is going to get advantage. Take, for example, an aggregator like Ola or Uber, and their brainchild has today benefiting many of the commuters, both at metro and non-metro cities. So considering the kind of advantages that it's going to give to the society at large, the institution should own up the responsibility of bringing entrepreneurship as a part of the curriculum, so that it may not immediately benefit the students, but it will help them at future when they are thinking of starting their own concern. Not only that, when they are working in any organization, the strength that they have entrepreneurship would help them to excel in their jobs also. So with this, thank you, Dr. Hari.
I have other esteemed panel member, Dr. Ajay Kumar, the director, IMS Ghaziabad. I think they brought a lot of innovations in, especially on entrepreneurial education. I request Dr. Ajay Kumar to take a lead and give the opening remarks. Dr. Ajay Kumar is there, or? I think if Dr. Ajay Kumar is not there, then we will go to the third, the esteemed panel member, Dr. Ira Bapna, who is the director of Maharaja Ranjit Singh Group of Institutions Indore, to give her opening remarks on the topic of the entrepreneur education among the students.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you, Mr. Chandan, for giving us such a nice platform and sharing the views with such nice dignitaries. As per my view, creativity, curiosity, imagination, and risk-taking capacities and collaboration bring the heart of education and entrepreneurship together. So all these C's and all these traits can be taught through subjective and through vocational trainings to the students. As per the things, all children start their school careers with sparkling imaginations, fertile minds, and a willingness to learn something new and to take risk with what they think. And all our dreams can come true if we have courage to pursue them. So the impact of education on the learning activity of entrepreneurs is much more important. As an entrepreneur, a student has to develop certain characteristics which can be taught through, subjective knowledge through the subject, inculcating the subject into their course, along with certain practical trainings. As we know that being an entrepreneur, one should have risk-taking capacity, decision-making traits, problem solving, leadership quality, life skills, and creativity and innovation traits. So these can not only be taught through books, but can be combined through professional and vocational trainings, so that we can develop a nice entrepreneur for the world to step into that particular thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for wonderful the opening remarks, what you given. Now I have the other esteemed panel, Dr. Madhur Gupta, Director, St. Francis Business School, Bangalore, to give her opening remarks.
Very warm good evening to all the eminent speakers, and thanks to Dr. Hari Krishna for a wonderful start. I'm Dr. Madhur Gupta, Director of St. Francis Business School, Bangalore, and we are at the heart of the city which have a lot of entrepreneurs here. So my opening remarks would be on the challenges faced by entrepreneurship education. So if we talk about challenges, it starts from the mindset what we Indian people have. We have the more of the mindset which is like family life, free time, have a lot of fun in our own life, peaceful life, which is far away from the whole concept of being an entrepreneur. Then the other challenges in the whole entrepreneurship education also includes the very rigorous, tiresome process to start a new business in India. It's really difficult here with a lot of government protocols, rules and education, other problems. Then another problems in education, like there is no proper framework, there is no proper rules how to start it up. It's kind of trial and error still going on. Then there is a kind of institutes in India which is providing entrepreneurship education is a kind of another course in the business education. There is no proper internships, there is no proper training. Till now, we don't have the competent professors to teach entrepreneurship in India. It's more in the theoretical than the practical. Also, we have, we have no idea how to deal with the failures, criticism, and society is more on the critical side than on the positive side. Also, there is no promotion of the collaboration between different platforms of the entrepreneurship, startups. There is no connection, there is no positive collaboration, there is no finances hand-holding. And the major thing in India, it's like finances is a very, very big thing. Whenever somebody thought about, because we deal with the students here, whenever somebody has an idea to have a startup, so the first thing where to get the finances. So most of the students, when they got any education or business degree in entrepreneurship, it's very, different from how the theory teach them and how the real world teaches them. So this is something what, in a very quick pointers, my point of view on challenges of entrepreneurship education in India. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Madhur Gupta, for that wonderful opening remarks. Now we have the most eminent panel member, Honorable Vice Chancellor, who has seen multiple things in his career. I request Professor Raghuveer Singh, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, to give his opening remarks on the topic. Sir, you can unmute, sir. You can unmute. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Hari, and good evening, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
I'll start with one quote. It's called, everything can be learned, but anything worth learning cannot be taught.
Yeah.
And if you keep that in your mind, then when you design your curriculum on entrepreneurship, I think we would be able to do a good job if you can do that. Second important assumption of mine is every one of us by nature are entrepreneurs. Like we all take risks to leave our comfort zones, our original places, whether it's a village or a small town, or we all moved into large towns. We all take initiative, right? And we all are engaged into some kind of a business. Only thing that what we don't do is we actually are not investors. The rest all activities which relates to as an entrepreneur, we all are engaged. We all are worried about results of our efforts, right? So every human being by nature is an entrepreneur. Right? However, educating somebody for entrepreneurship probably would reduce a lot of risks to him, make him to, and take informed decisions. Now, if you go back to say 50, 60 years back, most of our entrepreneurs were either not educated or lowly educated. So as far as, the closed environment within the country was concerned, they were able to compete. But moment the economy was opened up to the foreign competition, we found a lot of problems in that case. So entrepreneurial education, in my mind, would help flip the entrepreneur ecosystem within the country. Now the question is, how do I succeed in entrepreneurship? As I think Dr. Madhur also said, it's more intrinsic than extrinsic. When I say intrinsic, that means you got to find why are you, in fact, getting into entrepreneurship. Is it because somebody else told you? Is it because you want to make money? Is it because a friend of yours has succeeded? Or is it from within your own self? So the greater intrinsic motivation to an individual, a larger chances of succeeding, number one. Number two, intrinsic motivation, in fact, comes from within. There is I'll just quote one of the great saying by Ralph Emerson. He says, what lies behind us and what lies before or ahead of us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. That means if we identify our own inner strength, right, that, the issues like your resiliency, tenacity, perseverance, etc., we will be able to succeed much better as an entrepreneur. So these are the things which we need to inculcate into our future entrepreneur. That means the curriculum should be able to take care of that. See, three important acts which we call in education: your head, heart, and hand. Now, if you miss heart, and all the things which are, I talked about are heart aspect. So even the research says the heart is more prominently responsible for success than your head. The IQ doesn't play much of a role in success. It's your heart. It's your human perseverance which plays much more important whenever you want to succeed. Now, when it comes to developing a curriculum for entrepreneurship, I would put in three important aspects in it. First one is a knowledge component. Second one is a skill component. And third is a practice component. If you can bring these components in whatever way we design, and we in the university have tried to put it in our curriculum, the practice of entrepreneurship. What we have done is, for every student in the university, irrespective of the program he or she belongs to, he or she has to undertake an entrepreneurship program. That's point number one. Knowledge perspective is taken care of. Okay. There is a huge amount of guidance and support system which we have created. Our entrepreneurship development cell assures that there are competitions which are conducted every now and then, for example, on developing a business plan, generating ideas, and even developing a marketing plan. So all these activities are being conducted by the EDC. And the next thing which the our EDC does is bring people from around the town and expose our students to those successful or failed entrepreneurs. Not only successful, even entrepreneurs who have failed in the past are in fact brought before the class, because we being in a town where large amount of entrepreneurs who are engaged into export are readily available. So our EDC does a wonderful job. Now, next, we have an innovation center approved by the state government. Therefore, the facilities for incubation and labs, equipment, software, etc., are all provided to our students to incubate their ideas, become independent, and then move out of the normal system. So my final word will be, let's create that entrepreneurship ecosystem within the country. And finally, I'd like to say this is the best time for anyone to succeed as an entrepreneur. Why I'm saying this is, everyone in the country is talking about entrepreneurship today, including we, the government, the institutions, the private people, and everyone want the youngster to succeed. Therefore, there is a great support system available. The government is providing a lot of financial aid as well today. Not only financial, I must say technological and other aspects also. And there are private equity fund people who are prepared to invest into good ideas. And greatest thing is technology is a great enabler. Most of the ideas what you see today is in technology, and you don't need much of finance. So that's a great opportunity. And ultimately, it's a very favorable environment. So I pray, God, that we have more and more entrepreneurs coming out of our institutions, whether it's a school or a college or a university. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful overview, Honorable Vice Chancellor. I think I just would like to take a little time to explain, because it's an entrepreneurial journey, so how we develop. So I just want to bring a small kind of my story into this. I started my career working for one of the largest pharmaceutical company in the world, the fourth largest pharmaceutical company called Novartis, after a wonderful my education, B.Pharm and MBA. So it is kind of a dream company to work, based in Switzerland today. The market capitalization of this company is more than $600 billion. And after working 11 years there continuously, then I thought I should do something differently. So that's how my journey into education happened exactly 15 years back, starting with the Imperial College in Bangalore. So I still remember when we started this college, Imperial College, we used to tell only one word. This is my prospectus I just asked my staff to give. We used to tell the good management education is about encouraging the students' natural tendency to explore, experiment, and experience. It is about igniting the fire that will spread light globally. So we never had our vision, mission, nothing. Well, what we put is our belief. So we used to develop our students like that during 15 years back when we started. We thought we should do something little differently than the traditional educational institutions, what they are doing. So when we are talking, the new normal, the COVID impact, so entire the world, 1.5 billion students move to online education with a great campuses, with a great institutions, but we are unable to visit these institutions personally, including the promoters and the team members and students. So today, entire world is moved to the digital education. So I still remember, 11 years back, we done a small innovation in education. We launched a program called Smart Online MBA. This is exactly happened 11 years back in Bangalore in a grand function where the All India Management Association President, the IMS Association of Indian Management Association President, the Bangalore Management Association and Education Minister of Karnataka, and we had two vice chancellors from Karnataka State Open University and Annamala University. So what we done 11 years back, we called, because the Bangalore ecosystem is little different compared than other cities. Bangalore today, we have a population of 11.2 million people. Out of these 11.2 million people, we have a 38% of our people who are living in Bangalore are directly or indirectly related to technology. So we thought bringing them to the colleges will be difficult. So how we can engage, how we can involve them and offer a better education to them, because most of them completed their graduation and joined some of the best companies like Infosys, Wipro, or whatever, Capgemini, all these companies. So how we can engage, how we can help them to do further studies. So we given this proposal to the Karnataka State Open University. They are ready to open this initiative. So what we done is we recorded 1,500 hours sessions by most eminent management faculty from all the IIMs and leading institutions. And what we done is we created a website called Smart MBA Online and put all the content. And the moment the student take admission, we just give a tab. That time, 11 years back, the tab Carbon, a couple of you people might have familiar with this. That was the most economical tab which is available 11 years back, costing only 5,000 rupees with 16 GB capacity. So we loaded a few sessions and given a login ID and password, and we had a wonderful the response for this initiative. In the first year itself, we got more than 9,000 admissions for this Smart Online MBA. So why I'm bringing this example is, see, today the entire world is moving towards a kind of a drastic change. So especially if you talk about entrepreneurship, today, the number one position of this world is like not a constant, like it keeps changing. Today, the number one company in this world is the Elon Musk company, the Tesla. And if you look at the number of cars they sell in the world, is the lowest. Even they cannot even compete with Maruti Udyog. So, but in a market capitalization, they are number one. Even this during this pandemic, in the last 1 month, the December 2021, the Elon Musk wealth is increased $65 billion. Can you just imagine how many companies we able to produce in India with this kind of a thing? But if you look at minutely, because I keep traveling to US quite often because of my university work and other engagements. So what we see, the great ecosystem in US, today US is 22 trillion economy, where largely this 22 trillion economy is contributed by the top 10 companies of the world. The top 10 companies of the world, including the Amazon, including the Microsoft, including the Google, including the Facebook, including the Tesla. And if you look at, again, little details, the people who are managing these companies, again, Indians. And these all people studied from our colleges. Like if you talk about Satya Nadella, he studied from Manipal. If you talk about Sundar Pichai, again, he studied from Chennai. So why there is so much kind of difference between these, where we have a largest population and largest education system in the world with more than 450 million student population in the country, why we don't get ideas in the campuses? What is the reason? So if you look at closely, and the greatest thing what in a student mind is the fear of failure. So how we can able to address this fear of failure is giving some of the best examples of companies where they failed so many times, and again they bounced back and able to create a greatest wealth to the world, and created a best companies of the world. At the age of 65, 70, the KFC founder failed so many times and started this KFC. The same way the Tesla founder, so many times he failed and is unable to get a job in companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, and he started Tesla. So I think this is where we have to concentrate, giving these examples to our students to encourage, to innovate, to ignite their mind, to think differently, that even failure at the age like 23, 24, nothing going to happen to them, because the career is in a long way to look at. So this kind of education and this kind of stories and case studies, what is required today in the education system. So not only just telling this, as a theory, we thought during this COVID, we brought some of the best entrepreneurs in the country and developed a program called, you can see this, the Entrepreneurship Prism of Possibilities. We collaborated with more than 75 companies, 75 best companies who become a successful of bringing a small ideas, including Ola, including Baiju, including Big Basket, including small companies to medium to large companies. And we brought how they developed their ideas, how they transformed that ideas into reality. So we made this entire curriculum online, and we are collaborating with universities and colleges and giving this kind of entrepreneurship education, the prism of possibilities. So I think I've taken enough time. So now I request the other esteemed panel member, Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, sir, to take over and give his overview and his experiences on entrepreneurship education. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hari. And let me share what we are doing at Siva Shivani Institute of Management with respect to the entrepreneurship. As a course has been given as a core course to the students, wherein they get theoretical inputs that are necessary in addition to the practical exposure by going through the case studies, both at the Indian as well as the foreign entrepreneurs. In addition to that, the students who are very keen on having an entrepreneurship, as their career, for them we are offering as a specialization, and where the students will go through courses like innovation and family businesses, and wherein they could able to connect very easily with their own family businesses in case they have. If not, then these inputs that they are going to learn through these specialized courses, they are going to make use of it when they are planning to start their own entrepreneurship. And another aspect of this particular entrepreneurship curriculum is concerned, we have tie-up with NEN, National Entrepreneurship Network, and also there is a foundation, Vadvani Foundation, and they are offering the courses, or rather I would say it's a module that's been offered, and through that the interested students can enroll in that and then get the necessary inputs. So this way we are trying to nurture the entrepreneurship culture among the management graduates, and also the students will frequently interact with the corporate and practicing managers. That makes them to get a lot of insights, and especially the alumni of Siva Shivani, there are many entrepreneurs who have got their own firms. To take a name, then the Celcon, the one of the top executive is our alumnus, and then people like them, there are many small entrepreneurs who have started in a small way in Hyderabad itself. They do visit the campus and then interact with the students, share their experiences, the kind of challenges that they have. And the foremost thing is the kind of pedagogy that we adopt to teach these particular courses plays a major role in transforming a student into an entrepreneur. So for that, the case-based experiential learnings and then providing an opportunity to interact with the entrepreneurs, and also experiences sharing is another most important aspect. And foremost thing is that learning by creating value is another important aspect that we have to brought into the entire learning system. So thereby, Dr. Madhur was mentioned that it's one of the biggest challenge. It's not just providing only the concepts. So to overcome that particular challenge, we need to provide an opportunity to the students to regularly interact with the industry, especially the entrepreneurs, and more so specific, the entrepreneur who started their career very recently, because they must be having some teething problems. They must have overcome certain challenges, and through these interactions, the students who are aspiring to start their firms will will see that these kind of challenges they don't encounter. And the most important aspect is the kind of literature that is available is, I would say, it's a very, very limited. And the other side, and the brighter side of it, if we will look into the statistics, according to the State Indian Startup Ecosystem Report 2021, there are around 5,694 active investors, and there are 38,000 startups in India. The another report which is saying very, very remarkable, and wherein this report is really inspiring to every one of us, and also this makes us to make it this entrepreneurship as a compulsory course in the curriculum. The one is that in the year 2021, the 3 milestones which are very, very notable one, the funding crossed $100 billion, and there are 40 startups that turn out to be unicorns, and also there are 11 Indian startups that are listed in the stock markets. These kind of milestones and achievements really inspires the young minds who are really looking to have a career as an entrepreneur, or who wants to become an entrepreneur. These are the stories that motivate them. The only thing is that as an education provider, or as a facilitator, or as an educator, our job is to make them aware of some of these facts, and also give them the necessary learning ecosystem. Thereby they get inspiration, they get motivated, rather than looking into getting into a particular job. They can think of seeing the light of their own ideas. Creative minds can see the light, and also they get motivation and move forward in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramana Rao Garu. Now I request Dr. Ira Bapna to give an overview on what is the best practices they are doing on the entrepreneur journey.
Thank you, sir. As we know that education play a vital role in inculcating these basic entrepreneurial traits into the among the students. Being as in school education, it is an optional subject as an entrepreneurship which a student can opt. But in our state, in our university, entrepreneurship is a compulsory subject to be studied by the students. Through that, they know the theoretical aspects of being an entrepreneur. Along with that, as all the dignitaries told, some certain case studies are there. We used to conduct certain workshops, the entrepreneurship talks and all, so that they can understand the what are the entrepreneur journey is, and what are the challenges faced by them, and what are the effects of failures, and how can they restart their journey of being an entrepreneur. Along with that, I must want to make a note of it. It is not the necessary thing which a student can inculcate and go along with his entrepreneur journey. It is just a bookish knowledge because he has read the theory, he has given the exam, and moreover, he has listened the talks of the successful and failure entrepreneur. He knows what are the challenges being faced by them, why they fail, and why they succeed again. These are only the theoretical knowledge. Until and unless when they are going to adopt it, until and unless when they are going to practically implicate it. It is very necessary because the circumstances and the individual challenges are different from person to person, product to product, and entrepreneur to entrepreneur. And he or she can learn only through practical experience when he will be on the journey of entrepreneur. As I want to make a note on what is the basic impact of education on the learning of future entrepreneurs is, being in a higher education level, it is taught as a subject. Along with it, we used to conduct a workshop of 15 days for the student, in which we used to conduct how many types of entrepreneurship business can they run, along with the funding problem. We used to call the MSME persons to know them about the funding process. We used to call the banking persons to make them aware about the procedure of raising the fund, venture capitalists, the angel donors, and all, so that the student can learn how they are going to take the fund for their future entrepreneur journey, what kind of products they can be into that particular entrepreneurship business, and what would be the probable challenges they have to face. Along with it, we used to conduct different activities so that we can cultivate the basic traits, how they are going to face the failure, how they can restart their business. And these activities are like we used to conduct workshops, activities, field projects, community services, then entrepreneur internships, and along with certain computer-based simulation, real practical problem solving, and research process, so that they can know the various things, how they are going to face those problems and those challenges. Along with it, in my institute, I used to conduct a fiesta in which students are asked to make their business with certain amount of capital, and that with certain amount of the capital, they have to sold that particular product into that premises, and they have to earn the revenue. So they can get the real picture of that particular entrepreneurship journey, how they are going to bring the capital, then marketing factors, then production, and how they are going to involve this is the small forum, but they still learn how they are going to do that particular journey. And through all these activities, they used to learn the basic traits like how they are show their creativity, problem solving capacity, critical thinking, and the risk taking capacity. As Dr. Madhu told you, there are basic challenges into entrepreneurial journey. I just want to say NEN is the best forum for that. And in our institute, we have got the NEN cell, in which students are there and the faculty mentor is also there, through which we organize 15 days workshop with MSME and the banking persons and the innovators, which we used to call them up. We have got our student also as an entrepreneur, when they succeed in the period of 6 to 7 years, after so many failures, so many new products. As one of my student has got the 7th product as a best product as an entrepreneur journey. In the six types of business, she failed. But I called her upon her into my conference, and she interacted with the students, and student got a learning, great learning with that particular girl. So these kind of life interaction with the persons, and along with it, there are fear problem as fear of failure. Fear of failure can be taught only through the practical approach. We have to provide them certain small platforms through various competitions, so they can evolve themselves, and they can know what are their limits and what are their talents through which they can go upon. This is all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for that wonderful kind of inputs on what best practices you are doing at your institute. Now I request Dr. Madhur Gupta to give kind of her experiences on entrepreneurship education at their institute and her own experiences.
Thank you, Dr. Hari Krishna, once again for giving me a chance to speak about the basic topic I'm dealing with is challenges of entrepreneurship education, and we run a very prestigious business school in Bangalore, which has a quite one domain on innovation practices, strategies, and startups. And most of our students, they have a dream to, run their own business one day. But as a director of the institute, what are the major challenges I feel in the education of entrepreneurship are, first of all, the kind of mindset we have been brought up here, especially in India. We Indians are more in the kind of content and happy, and whatever we have, we having a peaceful life. We are not in a mindset of, work hard, take our own responsibility. We are more into still, getting a job, government job, security, safety, lifetime guarantee. So that mindset is needed to be changed. And then another thing is like, first of all, finances is a very big issue when we talk about entrepreneurship education. Not, have to a startup, because there is no proper funds for research. One kind of education we are going to develop. Some basic theories we are teaching them as a kind of theory practices degree. And also there is a big challenge here in India when students go in the real world to have a startup. And I'll talk about one study. It's been done by Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, EDII, in 2003, which was very shocking. Like, most of the students who come out with this courses in the business schools, which focuses on entrepreneurship education, they are incompetent, they are not confident enough, they don't have the proper knowledge. The process they are reading in their theory is not matching to the practice actually happening in the society. India is more on the bureaucracy, and there's a lot of corruption and a lot of other problems, licensing, rules, regulations. So things are not much friendly. And I have some statistics, like if we have to start a business, a startup in Australia, it will take you only 2 days. If it is in USA, it will take you 5 days. But if it is in India, it's like 3 months, 90 to 93 days. And you'll be shocked to know, if we have to run a startup or own our own business in some underdeveloped countries like Bangladesh, Pakistan, it will take only 28 days. So India is like 3 times more time taking. So rules are quite constrained. Then in Indian education, which we talk about entrepreneurship, we are more into the kind of away from a standard framework. We do not have proper policies. Institutions are working on their level best, but still from the university side, from the government side, there is a basic curriculum is being offered to us, which we have as a pointer. But in our institute, we are more into the kind of practical training, which we are on our level trying to remove the barriers. Then we do not have here the proper teachers, which have their own startups, which are kind of experiential learning, can teach the students. Most of the professors in the universities are also kind of, they've learned theories, and the same theories they are teaching to the students. So they are far away from the real practices of the entrepreneurship education. Then in the education, still we don't know how to face the failures. This is also something, a very big thing we are lacking in it. Criticism, failures, disappointment, our students need to learn on it. So a lot more psychological support is required in entrepreneurship education for the students who have their own dream to have their own business empire. Then we are also working upon promoting collaboration between industry and education, so that industries can take over certain good business plan from our students, and they fund them. And some of the students of our institute, they are really, working in hand to hand some big industries to get some finances and some support. Then again, there is a huge mindset gap in the society, because there is an expectation, when somebody starts any business, it has to run quick, quick money generation, banks, credits, the whole tedious system makes it difficult. Still, how we are working on the challenges, we are working on the different small pilot studies, projects by students, and also we are into the kind of collaboration with a lot of people who have the real knowledge, like Dr. Hari Krishna has his own story about, how he worked in an industry and how he is contributing. So we need many more people who have the industry hand holding and education. They can, have a good balance between entrepreneurship education in India, as well as how students can take up in the future. One more point, we need a broad vision. We need the easy way to have a startup. We all want to have some, kind of a business idea which we can run. But because of the problems in society, we have difficulties to run it up. So I'll just sum up with this thing. So cultural barriers, the attitude towards the new business, the more focus on the fixed life, happy life, contented life, lack of support from the government, industry, and education is still not part of industry in India, makes it difficult for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Madhur Gupta, for that wonderful insights on your own experiences and your practices at your institute. I think looking at the kind of people and ideas, I think definitely we are at the right track when the entire India is talking to make India is a 5 trillion economy in the next coming 4 years. I think the contribution from the education side is going to be huge, because we are the people who are dealing directly with the student mindset. So I think I'm sure the kind of initiatives what our wonderful institutes are bringing on entrepreneur education, definitely India is we are going to see as a 5 trillion economy in the coming years. So I think with all these inputs, I would like to conclude this session because we were missing Dr. Raghuveer. Professor Raghuveer is not there here. So now over to Mr. Chandan. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to share our ideas and great examples. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Hariharanji. In fact, one of the very apt topic for the day, importance of entrepreneurial education. So since morning, we have been talking on the various aspects of the education, but ultimately it summarizes to, when we talk about the higher education outcome for the students, is the entrepreneurship, obviously. And where I totally vouch to some of the important points being made by Dr. Madhur Gupta at the very last time, when she told that people has to come out from their cocoons and definitely have to face the industry as what challenging situations we need to, we are seeing across. And as well said by all the eminent speakers, that we have to be a multitasker over here. So, and definitely during this situation of disruption, there was a possibility and there is still an opportunity to enter into the entrepreneurial phase. And I'm sure that leading institutions through their incubation centers or whatever capacity which they have are definitely helping their students along with the teaching staff and the faculties. They are helping them, they are grooming them, and they are guiding them towards the journey of an entrepreneur model. And I'm sure that, and Hariji, you have done a very wonderful work in concluding and taking out the best out of all the speakers who, by putting apt questions to them. You also put some good examples about, sir. I'm very inspired by seeing the background of yours, Hari Karan. Sir, आपका तो awards ही भरा हुआ है पीछे background में.
आप भी थोड़ा उसमें आपका contribution भी है.
This is inspiring. It shows that
Yes,
we should keep on earning such kind of recognition, awards, And that's you are feeling proud yourself. You're making us proud by seeing that thing.
Thank you, sir.
That
Thank
shows
you.
a positivity and energy among that.
Thank you,
So
sir.
thank you so much, all the lovely panelists. Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, Director, Shivani Institute of Management, Secunderabad. Professor Dr. Ajay Kumarji, Director, IMS Ghaziabad. Dr. Ira Bapna, Director, Maharaja Ranjit Singh Group of Institution, Indore. Dr. Madhur Gupta, Director, St. Francis Business School, Bangalore. Dr. Hari Krishnan Maran, Vice Chancellor, Universal Digital University, and Professor Raghuveer Singh, Vice Chancellor, Tirthankar Mahavir University. Thank you so much. There is a small token of thanks and appreciation where ArdorComm Media would like to recognize all you eminent speakers. Kindly accept our gratitude. Dr. S.V. Ramana Rao, a small token of appreciation for your work, sir. Next, please. Professor Dr. Ajay Kumar. Next. Dr. Ira Bapna. Would you like to say any acceptance note for it, Ira ma'am? Unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, sir, for this award. And the last quote for being this for the panelists of this session, I just want to make, as being in higher education, teachers make the best entrepreneurs. We are only the person who make the best entrepreneurs, and the best innovators, fundraisers, and problem solvers are often found at the front desk of the classroom. So as we are going through this journey and you people are making us available on this platform and recognizing ourselves and our institute, we thank you so much for doing this kind work so that we get motivation for future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Next, please. Dr. Madhur Gupta, Director, St. Francis, Bangalore. Congratulations, ma'am. Any acceptance note?
Thank you so much. Yeah, so a big thanks to Ardor Media. It's all the people, because it's a wonderful event, and getting so many people on one platform, and how we started to have a physical event to immediately on a virtual event. I know it takes a lot of effort, background. Thank you so much for your effortless, tiresome, energy, and it went really well, and a lot of insights we got. Beautiful people, personality we have here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, please. It goes to our moderator of this session, Dr. Hari Krishna Maran, sir, Vice Chancellor, Universal Digital University, Bangalore. Congratulations, sir. Your acceptance.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chandan. And definitely, I think your efforts are going to be in a right direction, bringing all the education leaders in a wonderful platform like this. And looking forward meeting you soon. And all the best for all the efforts for you and your team. Thank you.
You're welcome to Pune, sir. Do meet
Yes.
sometime. Yeah.
Yes.
Sir Raghuveer Singh. We have him over here. Next, please. Okay. So with this, we are through with the final panel session for the day. And with this, now we are proceeding towards our valedictory session and the award ceremony. So it is an honor and privilege again to invite our special guest for the day. He was there in the morning, and with his very powerful and vibrant deliberation, Dr. M.S. Shyamasundarji, the senior most advisor of NAC, he laid a very nice foundation speech at the morning. And we are very fortunate and we feel proud that we are able to bring him back at the valedictory session as well. And he has been very kind and generous to accept our invitation. May we please invite Dr. M.S. Yamasundar, Senior Most Advisor of NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, one of the apex body under Ministry of Education, for your valedictory speech, sir. And with your hands, after this, we'll be distributing the awards, ELSA Awards 2022. Over to you, Yamasundar, sir.
Thanks, teacher. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, on behalf of National Assessment Accreditation Council, on behalf of all the members of the NAC family, and also family members of ArdorComm Media, and on my personal behalf, I would like to welcome each one of you for this very important day, that is, and also valedictory function of this Education Leadership Summit, especially for higher education, in which Chandan has planned very well. One day, first day for higher education and second day for school education. Anyway, since all our leaders are for higher education, definitely I would like to compliment each one of you for your wonderful deliberations. And also we got a lot of insights, and all the leaders of this educational summit got very many good insights, and mutually there would be a symbiotic relationship among all the educational leaders. Definitely it is a wonderful program, and it was a wonderful program also, because in the beginning when I discussed and when I got the invitation from Mr. Chandan Anand, it was planned in Bangalore city itself in one of the hotels, and at that point of time it was organized for face-to-face interaction. But anyway, it was a new normal. But had he gone for that face-to-face interaction, it would have become ordinary new normal. But now he had gone for online interaction, digital way, and now I call this as a special new normal. Do you know what is the difference between face-to-face and this online interaction? Because had he gone for face-to-face interaction, definitely he would have brought very few leaders only from the southern India, maybe from Tamil Nadu or Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Karnataka. But now, because of this digital transformation or because of this powerful platform, he was able to bring very many leaders across the country. That's why I call this as special new normal education leadership summit, because otherwise I can call new normal square also, because one is ordinary new normal and special new normal can be new normal square. That's why this is a wonderful program, and bringing so many educational leaders is not a joke, but very many leaders have taken it very seriously, because even today morning also I saw very many vice chancellors, pro vice chancellors, even pro chancellors, even chancellors, they also participated. Even today afternoon I was looking at the digital platform. Even the Chitkara University, Madhu Madam also participated, even though she's a pro chancellor amidst her busy schedule, she participated, and other eminent academicians like vice chancellors and senior academicians also participated. And this is a wonderful platform, especially in the country like India. It's very, very difficult to bring so many people, because many times we might be lackadaisical, because 10 minutes ago, I got the opportunity to listen to Dr. Madhur Gupta also. She was telling that people are complacent in the Indian context. Sometimes, yes, of course, they are complacent, but at the same time, we have all diversities and complexities in the Indian context, because there are very hardworking people, there are lackadaisical people. In that way, anyway, that if you go to any of the countries, that is the general norm. We cannot generalize, but at the same time, I agree with your statement, because of the ignorance. Sometimes ignorance is also a bliss. At that point of time, some of the people might be lackadaisical, because we have almost more than 55,000 higher education institutions, including 1,043 universities in the entire country. This is one of the largest higher education systems with a good deal of diversities and complexities in our country. Especially in the democratic country like India, it's very difficult to discipline all our academicians, or discipline all our politicians, or discipline all our academicians, and going for homogeneity is very difficult. That's why we have to respect the heterogeneity of people, and we have to respect their viewpoints. In that way, absolutely, there is no problem. But today morning also we were discussing about digital transformation of higher education institutions. This is very, very important at the present juncture. But the major challenge is also there, because Indian internet penetration is just more than 40%. That's why the challenges would be digital divide between urban and rural areas, and also funding divide is also there, because all the institutions may not have adequate funds, because sometimes maybe in the central universities there might be huge funding, but they may not be knowing how to spend that money within the specified period. But in some of the private institutions, again, there are two extremes. They are flooded with money, but in some of the private institutions, they lack funding, and they may not be able to improve their ICT infrastructure. Because now ICT infrastructure is very, very imperative, because whether you like it or not, without ICT infrastructure, digital transformation among the higher education institutions is very, very difficult. It's not possible. See now, whether it's beg, borrow, steal, our children should have at least a minimum of a mobile, whether they borrow from their parents or from the neighbors, or somebody donates, or even if it is stolen, that is immaterial. Beg, borrow, steal is the order of the day. But without these gadgets, they may not be able to access online education at all. That's why because especially among the disadvantaged groups, it is very difficult to access online education. That's why it is better to inculcate digital culture among all the stakeholders. Even today morning also I was telling about quality culture should be inculcated among all the stakeholders. Now I want to add one more adjective, that is digital quality culture should be inculcated among all the higher education stakeholders. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult, because sometimes funding may not be a major problem. It is attitudinal crunch. It is not funding crunch at all. Some of the times, sometimes actual funding crunch also might be there because of our lackadaisical attitude. And also in India, in the democratic country, for everything we resist. Even in the NAC, when we have launched the revised accreditation framework, because everything is digital, because it's a digital driven quality assurance mechanism at present. At that time, we got a huge resistance from different higher education institutions, because now all the higher education institutions in the country, they have to submit self-study report online. Because earlier, even the higher education institutions from Jammu Kashmir, they used to bring huge books of self-study reports to Bangalore. But now, gone are those days. Now they need not do anything. Just they have to submit self-study report online. Even there is a data validation verification, that is also online. And also even student satisfaction survey, that is very, very important. This is unique in nature, especially in the entire world, because the student satisfaction survey we conduct is unique in nature, because other countries also they conduct student satisfaction survey. But the speciality of NAC is that we conduct student satisfaction survey for every institution which comes forward for the process of assessment and accreditation. Because in other countries, they may conduct student satisfaction survey based on the sample basis. But here, the scenario is totally different. And we do give a lot of importance for students, because ultimately for whom we are conducting all these summits or seminars or conferences. Because ultimately, students are the most important stakeholders of higher education system. Because without students, I think none of us can exist, and all of us will lose the relevance without students. That's why students are very, very important. And even that's why even in the NAC evaluation process also, we have given very much importance to students, even their students outreach, their engagement, their involvement in different activities of the higher education institution. All these dimensions have been given a lot of weightage. Even for alumni interaction or alumni involvement in any institution, that is also a very important focus. For example, in the digital world, some of your alumni might be very good in some of the private companies, and for the digital transformation, they might be catalysts, and invite them. And definitely they can motivate the present students. In that way, present students also can occupy the positions which are similar to your alumni. In that way, they can contribute very significantly to their alma mater. And also see, earlier India was recognized as Vishwaguru, especially when we had that our ancient multidisciplinary universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vallabhi, or Vikramashila. But we have to regain that Vishwaguru status again. How it is possible? Again, digital transformation among the higher education institutions would facilitate India to restore its role as a Vishwaguru by promoting India as a global study destination, providing premier quality education at affordable cost. Because these are the two important: quality education at affordable cost. Once if we are successful in our country, definitely internationalization of higher education is very, very simple. We can attract very many overseas students, and a lot of revenue also can be generated, because we also have very many very good institutions. We have bad institutions also, of course. At the same time, definitely I don't consider all our institutions are mediocre. Some of the institutions are excellent, they are doing very well, and they can contribute significantly to the exchequer of the Indian economy. Anyway, nonetheless, we had discussed very many issues today. Even one of the entrepreneurs was, I think, most probably I saw his face also in this digital platform. I think he's one of the entrepreneurs of one of the corporate world. He showcased some of the aspects pertaining to the importance of sound engineering. Actually, most of the time, we may take it very lightly about the sound engineering, because without proper sound, especially the digital platform, digital transformation, the sound is very, very important. And maybe I was very much impressed with his one of the statements. If it is more than 75 decibels, definitely it may affect our mental health and physical health. Really, I didn't know about this. I think this is a good insight I also got. In that way, every higher education institution also should think about this type of minor or micro level elements also, because today we did discuss about artificial intelligence, then machine learning, then online education, then digital innovations in many institutions, and some of the best practices followed by different highly rated accredited institutions also. In my opinion, best practices are those practices which can contribute significantly to the institution. You can call these best practices as innovative practices or good practices or next practice, or whatever you want to call, you call, no problem. But only thing is, these practices should contribute significantly to your institution. Then best practices will have many more meanings. And also, for example, now digital transformation in your institution, that can be one of the best practices. Absolutely no problem. Or you may go for solar lighting. In that way, you can contribute significantly not only to your institution, not only to your state, for the entire country or entire world you would be contributing if you go for solar lighting. In that way, there are so many best practices. Definitely you can ponder around these best practices, and also you can refer MAC website. It's a friendly website. Definitely you can come to know about very many best practices which might be of great use to all the students or all the educational leaders and entrepreneurs like you. In that way, you can motivate your stakeholders in your own higher education, because capacity building of the education leaders like you is very, very important. Once if we create awareness and about the importance of digital, socio-digital transformation, definitely it will have a long way to go, and all your stakeholders would be very much benefited. In this way, we had conducted the entire day. Entire day was very much fruitful, and we got very many insights. And really, I compliment this ArdorComm media under the dynamic leadership of Mr. Chandan Anand. Especially his team also might be very good. They might have transformed from face-to-face summit to online mode of summit, and that itself is a great challenge. Anyway, he was very much successful in this transformation, and based on all these things, I think he might have got different corporates different companies, I mean, and also different higher education institutions, and they have made different nominations, and also in different nomination categories, different participants would be there. And now I would like to tell about their nomination categories, because especially for the corporate world, there are two important nomination categories.
Shamsundar sir, so we will be going with a formal process. There is a small video which we would like to play.
Oh, after that I should announce. Okay, okay.
No, sir. So let us keep it surprise for a while, so,
so
that the excitement remains.
It's just like Filmfare Award. Sorry.
Because whatever small thing possible during this virtual environment, we are
the
trying.
Element of excitement should be there. I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yes. So that's still there. So the secret is only between you and me.
Okay. I thought that it is totally open and transparent. No problem.
No, so we'll be just revealing it shortly. So thank you so much again. You have been very kind and generous with your little bit of humor attaching to this, because that gives us a positivity, and the kind of event. It started morning, 9 o'clock we all were preparing, and today right now it's 6 o'clock. But we still feel that we could have some more panel topics. We could have extended some more discussions, and so that way, we definitely, it started from Dr. Naveen Mittalji. He has been very kind enough. In fact, government of Telangana, they supported us. The higher education department, they supported us. Commissioner himself was there as a guest of honor. He laid at the foundation stone in the kind of practices which he's doing in Telangana, and what are the things which we should copy from them, and we should implement the same things into our institutions and our states as well. Likewise, we also had Ramanathan Ramanathanji. He is the first former director of Atal Innovation Mission, and he has also been the additional secretary into in the ministry. So he was also there. He will be joining again tomorrow. But with all these foundations, we had, as you all rightly said, sir, we had some wonderful panel sessions throughout the day. And now is the time where we all are waiting for this award ceremony to generally start with. Let me give you a brief about this award ceremony. So to say that Indian educators and academicians, institutions, edtech companies and startups have set an incredible example of excellence in front of the whole world during these unprecedented times by adapting changes, transforming, reskilling, and reinventing. So ArdorComm Media would like to honor the trendsetters, innovators, education leaders, institutions, and organizations that have been providing excellence and outstanding accomplishments in the education sector. Despite of the tough times we face since last 2 big years, ArdorComm Media Awards 2022 aims to acknowledge those individual educational institutions and edtech companies that have played a key and crucial role in transforming the teaching, learning, and employability outcomes. The prestigious award will bring recognition and visibility for an institution, organization, as an individual also across the sector. I thank the selection committee and the jury members who spent their valuable time in evaluating this and selecting the entire process. I congratulate all the awardees who had nominated themselves or their institutions in the various categories to truly deserve this recognition, and it truly deserve this award. May I please request the backend team to play a small video. So yeah, that's it. So yes, sir, we can start by announcing the first category and the first winner. Over to you, sir, for the honors.
See, now we got the opportunity to say a fantastic video. Even in this video also, there is a very good sound. Because without good sound, definitely video may not be very much effective.
Correct.
And so definitely somebody should contribute that good quality sound. Because anyway, sound definitely in every video we can give good sound, I mean ordinary sound. But giving a quality sound, definitely some of the key people who should be responsible, because we cannot take sound very lightly. That's why there is a first category, first nomination category is Leading Sound Learning Solution Provider 2022 Award. And here award goes to one of the corporate companies, that is Enough Sealing Solutions. They have done a fantastic job. Definitely they deserve it.
Enough Sealing Solutions is committed to making a difference by having sound learning environment in every institute, for every students and for every teacher. With 150 years of global presence, Knauf Sealing Solutions is a leader in design and manufacture of sealing the world solutions. Knauf Sealing provides safe, healthy, and peaceful environment with balance, acoustic, and visual comfort. Congratulations, Knauf, for this.
Thank you.
Can we have an acceptance note from Mr. Naresh?
Yeah, so really appreciate, and across the world, for US, for Europe, for China, Australia, we've done some fundamental work. So also in India, I was a part of our technical committee for National Building Code, and we got a very progressive National Building Code which talks about 0.6 seconds as a reverberation time in learning places. And so adoption of that code makes a quality change in a way teacher and student can communicate with each other, and the clarity of sound remains source of learning with the same teacher and the same students. So we are very happy to contribute to this and be service to the industry as much as possible. Thank you so much. Thank you for appreciation.
Congratulations. Yes, sir. The next category.
Yeah, second nomination category is Outstanding Innovation in AI ML 2022. Here, award goes to Pinnacle Works Infotech Private Limited.
Yeah, can we have the acceptance note from Pinnacle Works? Somebody? Do we have somebody from Pinnacle Works? Yes, sir. We can.
Yeah, hi. Chandan.
Okay, hi.
Yeah, hi. Thanks
Abhishek.
a lot. Yeah. Thanks a lot, ArdorComm Media, for recognizing Superbot as an associate partner. First of all, it's been, and actually we were trying to get this thing done over in physical medium, but unfortunately we were unable to do that thing. But it's been really a great platform wherein people can join us and they can share the valuable codes over here. Thanks a lot, ArdorComm Media, for giving us a platform wherein people can communicate and have a discussion and see that how things can be taken care in the education sector. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Abhishek, in the beginning, I was a little bit unhappy because I didn't see your face. I was about to request you to show your face. Anyway, first half only can be shown. Second half, anyway, you may not be able to show. Anyway, that is not very important. We may not be able to know our preparedness, whether we are partially ready, fully ready or not. But anyway, you have shown your face. That's very good. Thank you very much. And
thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Then we shall move on to the next nomination category. Yes. These are the two awards which are exclusively meant for corporate sectors, and rest of the nomination categories are pertaining to higher education institutions from different parts of the country. And first nomination category is Outstanding Contribution in Online Education and Pedagogy 2022. Here award goes to Dr. J.S. Kennedy, Dean, School of Postgraduate Studies, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University.
Congratulations, Dr. G.S. Kennedy.
Yeah.
Can we hear you, sir?
Yes, good evening. I am very ecstatic to be nominated for the ArdorComm Educational Leadership Award 2022 in the category of Outstanding Contribution in Online Education and Pedagogy 2022. Yes, we have encountered a number of obstacles along the way, but each one has only served to strengthen my resolve to bring the School of Postgraduate Studies in Tamil Nadu Agricultural University to give continuous education to the students without any break. Now, it is not only in teaching that we have achieved these things, but also students were made to make their presentation in seminars as well as present their research thesis, memoir, and everything through online. And we had a continuous, the education was continuous. And this moment, I also would like to thank my superiors and higher ups who have inspired me to take up this task and do it successfully. And I commit that to continue to improve our work so that to see Tamil Nadu Agriculture University School of Postgraduate Studies to a higher level. Thank you very much for this award. It inspires me.
Congratulations, sir. Well done. The next categories.
Next nomination category is Excellence in Student Outreach, Engagement and Digital Innovation 2022. The award goes to Department of Fashion Design, Faculty of Art and Design, MS Ramaya University of Applied Sciences from Bengaluru, Karnataka.
Yeah. Do we have somebody from MS Ramaya? If somebody from MS Ramaya is there, can you please unmute yourself and speak? We can hear you.
Maybe they might be enjoying the Friday evening.
Okay, no problem. We can move with the next nomination category.
Next nomination category is Best Emerging Business School in Bangalore. That is, the award goes to St. Francis Business School.
Congratulations, St. Francis Business School. Can we have an acceptance note from you?
Gupta, Director of St. Francis Business School, is very humble and happy to receive this prestigious award from Education Leadership Summit and Awards, ArdorComm Media. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your effort. I appreciate the way you have put on all of us on a single platform. Thank you so much, Mr. Chandan Anand. I really appreciate your effort. Thank you.
Congratulations to you and your team, ma'am. The next categories.
Next nomination category is Most Promising University. The award goes to Atlas Skill Tech University from Mumbai, Maharashtra.
Congratulations, Atlas Skill Tech University.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's indeed a privilege to get our very first award. We've just been created on, we were inaugurated on 15th August, and we were created during the pandemic. We are India's first skill tech university. And I'm happy to tell the director of the NAC that I think this university has really been created keeping the students in mind, because we need to empower the learners of the 21st century with interdisciplinary knowledge and digitization so that they can excel in the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you so much. It's indeed a privilege.
Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations to your entire staff. And let me admit you that organizations like you and leadership like you, they see a role model in you. I would have happy if I could have managed to get you as one of our speakers in one of the panels, ma'am. My seat remains secure for the next event, ma'am. Please have a booking for it.
Sure.
Yeah. Congratulations to the Atlas Skill Tech University.
Congratulations to the young university. Next nomination category is Excellent Institute in Animation and Design. The award goes to Mupal Institute, Kolkata from West Bengal.
Congratulations, Mupal Institute of Animation and Design. Do we have somebody from Mupal?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, ArdorComm and Mr. Anand, for giving us this honor. It's an extreme privilege to accept this award on behalf of my company. Basically, animation, visual learning, visual communication is the way forward in the new normal that we've been talking about in the last few hours. So it gives me great privilege to be part of this industry and making sure that visual communication leads to more employability for our students. So thank you again.
Yes, ma'am, kindly introduce with your name.
Oh, sorry. My name is Payal Chopra. I'm the business head for Mupal Institute of Animation and Design.
Congratulations to the institute.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And,
yes,
the last nomination category is Outstanding University in Digital Innovation, Technology, and Best Practices 2022. The award goes to the ICFI Foundation for Higher Education, Hyderabad.
Congratulations. ICFI is one of the finest institute in higher education site. It's not only in Hyderabad, but they have spread their wings across the nation. So it's one of the deserving institutes. Do we have any representation from ICFI Foundation? No problem. So with this, we are through with the ELSA award, and we will be shortly, we'll be sending the trophies by courier. Physically, it would have been possible, but now we have things in place. So today or tomorrow, we'll be posting it by courier. You will be getting your trophies via mail. Thank you so much. And now, sir, we start with the felicitation ceremony where we have, selected and some of the finest institutions pan-India, and we are rewarding them with the certificate for their exemplary contribution in the field of education. So, can we have the names displayed over here? Certificate of appreciation goes to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj University, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Congratulations to this university. Do we have a representation from this university for collecting this? Somebody from Chhatrapati Shivaji University, if you can please unmute yourself and speak. Next, please. The next recognition goes to St. Xavier's College, Bangalore, Bangalore, Karnataka. Congratulations, St. Xavier's. Do we have a representation from St. Xavier's? If you can unmute and speak, please. No problem. Next. The next recognition goes to Parul Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Parul University, one of the, again, very new and enriched university in the western region of the country, Vadodara, Gujarat. Congratulations. Do we have any representation from Parul University?
Yes, sir. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening to Dr. M. S. Shamsundar, sir, the Senior Advisor of the NAC, and good evening to Dr. Chandan Anand, the Founder CEO of ArdorComm. I'm deeply honored to receive this award on behalf of PIPR, myself, Dr. Chakrabarti, and I feel privileged also to see my mentor in this academic function, that is Dr. Nilani Madam. I was Madam student with, and in the undergraduate program of B Pharmacy. So I think it is a very much blessed place where even I can meet my guru. It was after a long back of 15 years that I'm meeting Madam through online. And thanks to ArdorComm Media for giving this opportunity and bestowing with this prestigious facilitation. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Yeah. Next. The next recognition goes to JCT College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Do we have someone from JCT? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. K. Geeta. I'm representing our college. We feel very honored to receive this award. Thank you, ArdorComm, for felicitating us. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Geeta ma'am, in what capacity you are there in JCT?
I am Dr. K. Geeta, Dean Academics and Research, sir.
Dean Academics. Congratulations,
Yes,
ma'am, to
sir.
the institute. Yeah.
Thank you.
The next one. This award, certificate goes to the Department of Management Studies, Sandeep Foundation, Nashik, Maharashtra. Do we have a representation from Sandeep Foundation? If you can unmute, please. No problem. Next. Next certificate of appreciation goes to University PG College, Palamaru University, Mehboob Nagar, Telangana. Congratulations, Palamaru University. Do we have you over here?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Noor Jahan. I'm the principal of University PG College and the executive council member of Palamaru University. I thank from Palamaru University fraternity to ArdorComm for felicitating us and recognizing our institution under higher education. Thanks to Chandan Anand Garu for creating such a beautiful platform in this pandemic situation to just come together and have a look insight into all the educators and speak on this platform. Thank you very much, sir.
Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you once again. Next. Next certificate of appreciation goes to Gitanjali Institute of Technical Studies, Udaipur, Rajasthan. Congratulations, Gitanjali Institute of Technical Studies. Do we have a representation from this institute?
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Chandan.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
I am Dr. Vikas Mishra. I am director with the institute. And on behalf of institute, I sincerely thank ArdorComm Media and to Mr. Chandan, to you for facilitating us under the category of higher education. We are operating in Udaipur since last 19 years and we are the biggest player in the southern Rajasthan. We are also, our BTech and management courses are accredited by NBA. And our focus is primarily on student innovation and projects. I would like to just share one important good achievement that our students have won Smart India Hackathon 2020. They have got first position on the problem of University of Uttarakhand. Wow. And also for the Agri India Hackathon, our students has got the first prize. So I thank you once again on behalf of my college, my institute, for selecting us to this award. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Vikas sir. Your face looks quite familiar. I guess we have met sometime.
We have met 2-3 times. One we met in Mumbai and in Delhi.
Yes.
There
was a speaker in previous events as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can recognize you. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you for that motivation.
Pleasure again connecting with you.
Yes, again, same here. Next, please. So the next certificate of appreciation goes to Institute of Technology and Science, Mohan Nagar, Ghaziabad. Congratulations, ITS. Do we have a representation from Institute?
Yeah, thank you, Chandanji. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's really, I really feel privileged to be part of this event. I have been part of a few sessions earlier conducted today. It was a really wonderful discussion we had. I represent Institute of Technology and Science, ITS Ghaziabad. It's a group of institutions. We are offering courses in engineering, management, information technology, pharmacy, biotechnology, dental studies, and pharmacy. our campuses, we have NAC accredited campus, the courses are NBA accredited, and we have also been listed by NRF in this, and then of course, there was a discussion in the previous session, which was on incubation entrepreneurship. I'm really happy to share that we at our institute, we have incubation center which is well established, and we have been producing a number of entrepreneurs, those who have contributed immensely, and their projects have been considered by the state government of UP and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University for funding. Another thing. So when we do all these things, such recognition definitely not only it boosts the morale, but also keep ourselves motivated and inspired to do something. Thank you so much to ArdorComm Media Group and Chandanji for this wonderful event. And I'm sure all of us, those who are part of this event, they all must have got something to take away apart from, of course, this recognition certificate. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Next award. The certificate of appreciation goes to Department of Fashion Designing, MS Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, Bangalore, Karnataka. Do we have a representation from this university? Next, please. So the next certificate of appreciation goes to Socio-Digital Degree College, Bangalore, Karnataka. Congratulations, Socio-Digital Degree College. Can we hear you? If you can unmute yourself. Next, please. Next certificate of appreciation goes to Sage University, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Congratulations, Sage University. Do we have a representation from this university? Yeah, is anybody going to speak? No. Next, please. The certificate of appreciation goes to CMR University, Bangalore, Karnataka. Congratulations, CMR University. Do we have anyone? Next. The certificate goes to Krupanidhi Group of Institution, Bangalore, Karnataka. Congratulations, Krupanidhi Group of Institutions. Can we hear somebody from Krupanidhi? Next, please. Certificate goes to JK Gujral, Punjab Technical University, Kapurthala, Punjab. Congratulations, JK Gujral, Punjab Technical University. Do we have a representation? Next. I'll just appeal my backend team. Is there any sound challenge blocking from your end? Team, please check that. Maybe somebody would like to speak, but
yes, this is Dr. Vishaka Karnad. I'm the associate professor at the College of Home Science in Niketan. We are the only home science college which is affiliated to the University of Mumbai. We have recently been accredited by NAC as A+, and we are beneficiaries of the VUCA fund. We have at our college the Institution Innovation Council, and we have the Entrepreneurship Incubation Cell. Our students are highly enterprising, very, very talented, and we make the most out of it by giving them the best that we can offer. I would like to thank ArdorComm Media for gracing us with this honor. And of course, we are looking forward to a very good, bright future for the nation. Thank you so much.
Great, great. Thanks, Dr. Vishakaji, and congratulations to College of Home Sciences, Nirmala Niketan, affiliated to University of Mumbai, Maharashtra. Thank you, ma'am. Next. The next appreciation goes to Goa Government College of Engineering, Goa.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Dr. Vinayak N. Sheth, Principal Goa Engineering College and also Dean Faculty of Engineering of Goa University. Thank you, Chandan, for appreciation and award. A brief about our institution. Our institution is the only government institution in the state of Goa, and it is very old, of 54 years old institution. We have got both UG, PG, PhD programs, and we have got a very good interactive, because the students' learning has been once again enhanced even under the COVID conditions, both digital platform as well as the offline mode also, because the learning has been made more interesting. Secondly, coming to the major thing is that our institutions right now hosting two premier institutions like NIT Goa and IIT Goa in our campus, because that, where we have got once again incubated and extra learning from this higher education institutions, so that we will be benefiting, because the reason is that these institutions have started in Goa, but they have to find their own permanent campus. And then we, as a government institution, has a huge land that is around 285 acres, which I think as a government institution hardly to find. But we have used this opportunity for a good understanding, interactions, so that our research works and even collaborations as well as our learning expertise will improvise. Once again, thank you, ArdorComm, for this opportunity. And once again, thank you for giving the award. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Dr. Vinay. Thank you. Yeah, next. Certificate goes to Banarsi Das Chandiwala Institute of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, New Delhi. Congratulations, Banarsi Das Institute. Do we have a representation? Next, please. Next certificate of appreciation goes to Yenepoya, deemed to be University, Mangaluru, Karnataka. Congratulations, Yenepoya, deemed to be University. Do we have someone from Yenepoya? Next, please. The next certificate of appreciation goes to GSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, deemed to be University, Mysuru, Karnataka. Congratulations, GSS. Yeah, we have Dr. Nalini, ma'am. She's smiling here.
Good evening, Dr. Chandan, and good evening, Shyam Sundar, sir. We're honored, we are very honored on behalf of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research. It's an immense pleasure to receive this appreciation from ArdorComm Media. Thanks for recognizing us, the JSS playing a role in the teaching and learning and also an employability outcome during this unprecedented time, which we are very thankful to you for recognizing us, because as you know, JSS Academy of Higher Education Research is known for outreach, social activities through quality medical and paramedical education and services, which was very challenging for the past 2 years. And my colleague, the Director of Research, Dr. Prashant Vishwanath, was there as one of the speakers, as being one of the youngest director of a university now being appointed. He's doing wonderful service as a physician. So a number of physicians have contributed to the growth of our institution, and very, very thankful to you for recognizing our university and to receive this in front of Dr. Shamsundar sir, the NAC representative. And sir, because of you, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research has got a quality data management system. NAC had helped us with this process, and we are very thankful to you for that. Thank you.
Congratulations, ma'am. Yeah. Next, please. The next certificate goes to Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Congratulations. Do we have someone from Tata Institute of Social Sciences? Next. So the next certificate of appreciation goes to Bangalore University, Bangalore, Karnataka. Congratulations, Bangalore University. Do we have someone from this university? Next. The next recognition goes to Iron Academy, Trivandrum, Kerala. Congratulations, Iron Academy. Do we have a representation from this academy? Next. So the next certificate goes to Sri Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering, Shegaon, Maharashtra. Congratulations, Sri Sant Gajanan Maharaj College of Engineering.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Mr. Chandan.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I express my sincere gratitude to you for having selected my institution for this felicitation. I understand I am the only institution from a rural area in the list of all institutions that you have felicitated. So it's a great encouragement to us. Thank you very much. I feel honored. I am Dr. H.M. Jha Vidyarthi, Professor and Head, Department of Business Administration and Research of this college, and I accept your felicitation on behalf of my college. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Wow. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
The next certificate of appreciation goes to GLA University, Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. Do we have a representation from GLA University? Next, please. So next certificate of appreciation goes to Acharya Institute of Technology, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Congratulations, Acharya Institute.
Yeah, thank you, Chandan. This is Dr. Iqbal Ahmed here, Director of Acharya Institutions. On behalf of Acharya Institutes and our management, I would like to express our gratitude and thanks to Ardor Media for recognizing the good work that we have been doing since the last 22 years. Well, just let me tell you a few things. Acharya Institutions, we have got 15 different institutes, including engineering, management, pharmacy, architecture, etc. And we have about 15,000 students in the campus. And let me tell you, it is zero certified by the government of India. Zero is Scientific Industrial Research Organization. This is given based on the collaborations that we have with the government, okay, with the industry and with the foreign universities. We have a very good incubation center. We have an IPR cell. We have an innovation cell. All these things are there. All these things in the place. And we try to provide a global outlook to the students and a holistic growth. That is what we have been doing. And thanks to you all for recognizing the good work that we have been doing. And last thing I would like to say, Chandan, is that I have been a speaker at various national and international forums. I would like to offer my services. In fact, in UI Incubated, I have given international talks on innovation, incubation, IPR, technology in IPR, etc., etc. So I think I would like to offer my services whenever there's a necessity and then need for this thing. I'm ready to offer my services. Thanks.
That's so kind of you. Thank you so much, sir. We'll keep a note of it. My team will do that. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so in the message, I can receive a message of Mr. Aaron Abraham John from Iron Academy. He could not log in to say his acceptance note, but thank you, sir. We have read your message in the chat box. Next, please. The next recognition goes to ISBR College, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Congratulations, ISBR College. Do we have someone from this institute? Next, please. The next certificate goes to Mahad Al-Zahra Institute of Quranic Arts and Sciences, Panchgani, Maharashtra. Beautiful place. Congratulations, Mahad Al-Zahra Institute, for this appreciation certificate. Do we have a representation from this institute? Next, please. Next certificate of appreciation goes to BLDEA's Dr. PG Halakatti College of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypur, Karnataka. Congratulations to BLDEA's Halakatti College of Engineering. Do we have a representation? Okay, next. The next certificate of appreciation goes to Al-Amin Institute of Management Studies, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Congratulations, Al-Amin Institute of Management Studies. Do we have a representation? Okay. Thanks. The certificate goes to St. Xavier's College, Bengaluru, Karnataka. Someone from the institute?
Yes, sir. Good evening to all.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Yes, we can hear you, ma'am. Please.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening to all. Thank you. It is an immense pleasure to receive this award on behalf of my college, St. Xavier's College. I'm Dr. Prabha, the principal of St. Xavier's College, Bangalore. Thank you, sir. Once again, it's a great pleasure to receive this award on behalf of my St. Xavier's College.
Congratulations, ma'am. Truly deserved. Thank you. Okay, so I guess that was the last award. Thank you so much, team. So it has been a hard effort and task by all my foundation team, my energetic team. Itisha, who has been a very kind support and a connecting link between all the education leaders and to the organization. My backend support team, Shubham, is there. We have Ayush, who is looking after the social media and digital marketing. Ashish, my colleague and co-founder of ArdorComm, he has been very kind enough in getting some of the connects and our past friends and colleagues to join us back and support in my entrepreneurship journey. They have been very kind enough. I can see Nareshji smiling. He has been very kind enough in supporting me in my previous organizations. I feel very humbled and proud when he support me in my own organization. So this is how you are supporting to the young entrepreneurs who are trying to do some extraordinary work in the extraordinary phase. So thank you so much for that appreciation and motivation to all of you. I congratulate all the winners and leaders over here. Can we please have your request to switch on your videos so that before going, we can have a group photograph of all of you. And it could be a nice memory. We can post that in our social media handles. and definitely in our WhatsApp status, so that we can make others feel that they could also have been a part of this forum. So congratulations to all the academicians, gurus, teachers, and the representation of some of the good institutions of the country. I'm still waiting for some of the winners to switch on their videos if we are not doing some other work.
And then they might be searching for some powder or snow.
You rightly said, sir. Some are half prepared, some are fully prepared, some are not prepared. So, but when they see them on screen,
I really enjoyed. It's a pleasure to listen to you, Dr. Shyam Sundar. You're really a very good communicator. Thank you.
So with a formal thank you note, like, we hope that you all have enjoyed and learned valuable insights from this interesting and meaningful deliberation. We thank our special guests and eminent speakers and experts for contributing their valuable time and insightful speech. We are very thankful to all the teachers, academicians, and students who have joined us as our attendees. We truly appreciate your valuable time with us. We welcome and we thank all our partners who supported us in our mission of spreading the ideas of socio-digital transformation and innovation. Government supporting partner AICT and Collegiate and Education, Higher Education Department, Government of Telangana. Silver partner Kinoff Sealing Solutions. Associate partner Pinnacle Works Infotech Private Limited. Chrysalis iMath India Private Limited, and Extra Edge. School partner Bilemoria High School. Preschool partner Hello Kids Chain of Preschool. We are very thankful for your support, your encouragement and association. We feel really humbled and privileged and glad to host an event in such a level. Hope we could have done this physically, but not the less, we made equally a good effort in executing this virtually. I thank my colleague Pratik, who has been a kind host. If you're not shy, Pratik, can you please switch on your video and say a final hi and welcome to.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thanks Pratik for the kind introduction to all the panel speakers. So keep following our social media handles. It's very easy to type in the search bar. It's ArdorComm, ArdorComm. So Ardor means passion, zeal, and comm means community. So it's a very simple word, ArdorComm. You need to just type that, and we are there on FB, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. So it's not only education, but we are across the 5 communities we are working. So like this, we have the forums for human resource. We have the forum for healthcare and wellness. We have the similar forum for governance. And the 5th community, media, entertainment, and art, MEA. So in these 5 communities, we are trying to create such knowledge forums. We are inviting, and we wish to be the media voice of the community, where we encourage the leaders like you. If we have done some extraordinary work, if there are any launches going on, if there are any celebration, any recognition, do consider ArdorComm as a free media for you. We want to be the media voice of the community, and we would love to publish your achievement on our social media handle and on our website. So with that link, you can share to the community some commendable work which you might miss to showcase in the digital forum, where ArdorComm will help you in that reach. So thank you so much for joining us over here. Tomorrow is day 2 of the same event. We are focusing on school education, preschool education, and skill education. Likewise, we'll be having the stalwarts and the education leaders of the school community tomorrow. We will meet you again, same time and same virtual place. Till then, stay safe, stay in a positive environment, and don't forget to take vaccines, especially for the children of 15 to 18 years of age group. Namaste and happy weekend. Thank you all.